bring in now Republican Senator John Barrasso of Wyoming, member of the Foreign Relations Committee and chair of the Senate Republican Policy Committee. Great to see you today, Senator Barrasso. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Harris. Thanks for having me.
Let's talk about the change in action and the change in tone from North Korea. What are your thoughts on it? A surprise or no?
No surprise at all. I think we're expecting these kind of threats and complaints and protests. The president is very clear-eyed on this. We talked about it yesterday when he joined us for lunch at the Republican Policy Committee. His instincts are right. He knows, and you just got back from Israel. You know the threat of nuclear weaponry used by our enemies. The world would be less safe, less secure, less stable when North Korea has control of these weapons. So I think the president is doing absolutely the right thing. I'm still skeptical, but this could be our best opportunity in a generation to deal with it. So I encourage the president to go on. I know he's planning to do it, but he knows it's going to be like a rodeo. No timeouts, no guarantees, and it may work and it may not.
Wow, that's an interesting metaphor, a rodeo, because it is sort of up and down and all over the place, but then hopefully you get in the room in the end and you have some kind of conversation. The president, though, a little while ago, pushing back and saying, no. Denuclearization is on the table. That's the deal. What else is really a deal breaker in this, Senator?
Well, you're seeing some dismantling of the weaponry done by North Korea. The satellite shows it, but Mike Pompeo, our Secretary of State, former CIA director, knows that North Korea are masters at burying and hiding and moving weapons. The president is right. We need to make sure the entire Korean peninsula is without nuclear weapons, but the president is not. This isn't based on wishful thinking. He's not going to be caught flat-footed. The president is focused on getting this job done. If it works, great. If not, then there may have to be other options, because we know that to have safety and security at home in the United States, we need stability worldwide, and one way to do it is to get rid of the nuclear weapons in North Korea.
Absolutely. You mentioned my trip to Israel. The talk there on the ground was so much about Iran, and I guess the commensurate nature here is you're talking about nuclearization and what it takes to get these rogue countries to come to the table and dismantle. Real quickly, Senator, we heard from John Bolton, National Security Advisor, because North Korea sort of mentioned him in a loose way. They said that we won't agree to a Libyan-style ridding of nukes. Let's watch and listen together, and then I want to get your response to Bolton.
Certainly.
The question is whether this really is a sign that that they're not taking our objective of denuclearization seriously. Kim Jong-un told South Korean President Moon Jae-in at their April the 27 inter-Korean summit that he agreed to denuclearization. And so if they're walking back from it, we'll find out.
Senator, your reaction?
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of posturing on the part of North Korea. Some of what Kim Jong-un is needing to do is obviously related to the people in North Korea. President Trump at our lunch yesterday said that the leader of North Korea is smart and tough, watches the news from around the world, knows what's happening. So I think that a lot of it is for consumption at home. But from the standpoint of the economy, from the standpoint of what North Korea needs to do, because of the huge gap between where they are and where the rest of the world is economically and their potential economically, they need to come forward, get rid of the nuclear weapons, and participate then in the economic world that we have. And you take a look at the difference between North and South Korea, it is dramatic. It's in North Korea's best interest to get rid of the weapons and join in economic growth.
Yeah. All right, we will bring you back as you can come. We appreciate your perspective, Senator Barrasso.
Thanks, Harris.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.